Hello, everyone. My name is Brett Hendry. I'm Hot Docs' Executive Director. On behalf of the entire Hot Docs team, including Hot Docs President Chris McDonald and our entire board, thank you for tuning in as we celebrate some outstanding Canadian documentary films and filmmakers. We would like to acknowledge the diversity of the First Peoples of this area and honor the stewardship of the Mississaugas of the New Credit, the Anishinaabe, the Iroquois Haudenosaunee, and the Wendat. We are honored to have the opportunity to live on this territory. We've had an amazing response to this year's online festival. We want to extend our deepest thanks and appreciation to the hundreds of Canadian and international documentary filmmakers who have shared their stories with us. Your documentaries have informed and inspired us. They've been outstanding and outspoken. Thank you for helping us bring them to audiences in Toronto and across Ontario. Our online festival really would not have been possible without the incredible support of Hot Docs' donors, our Founders Circle members, our sponsors, and our partners. Thank you for continuing to support Hot Docs and helping us through this unprecedented year. A big thank you to all of Hot Docs' members for their incredible support. If you're not a member already, please consider joining. In the coming months, we'll have lots of exclusive films, special events, and free programming just for members. Thank you again for being a part of our community. I want to extend a very special thanks to the entire Hot Docs staff and team for their amazing hard work and incredibly smart, heroic efforts to get this festival online over the past 2 months. It's a privilege to work with all of you, and your efforts have been really incredible. Congratulations. If you've enjoyed streaming films, the end is not here yet. We have extended viewing of the festival up until June 24th. So please tune in and tell your friends and families that there's lots of great documentaries left to be seen. But tonight, we are excited to announce the winners of the Rogers Audience Award and present $50,000 in prizes. As determined by audience ballot, the top 5 rated Canadian feature documentaries will each receive $10,000 in prizes. We've had thousands of audience members cast their ballots, so thank you for being a part of this award. This award is just the latest example of Rogers' incredible commitment to supporting independent Canadian documentary film. In addition to being a longtime supporter and champion of Hot Docs, the Rogers Group of Funds is the largest private funding body in Canada for independent documentary films, directly supporting hundreds of filmmakers across this country. To tell you more and to announce this year's winners, I'm pleased to introduce Robin Mirsky, the Executive Director of the Rogers Group of Funds and co-chair of the Hot Docs Board of Directors. Robin?
Hi, everyone at home. Rogers is proud to support Canadian filmmakers with an award and cash prize totaling $50,000. Introduced in 2017, the award and cash prize have been traditionally given to the Canadian feature documentary that receives the highest audience rating. This year, the Rogers Award will honor the top 5 Canadian documentaries with the highest average online votes. Each director will receive a cash prize of $10,000. This year, we are pleased to congratulate the following 5 Canadian documentaries: The Walrus and the Whistleblower, directed by Natalie Bibeau; 9/11 Kids, directed by Elizabeth St. Philip; The Forbidden Reel, director Ariel Nasser; First We Eat, directed by Susan Crocker; There's No Place Like This Place, Any Place, directed by Lulu Wei. Congratulations, everyone. I'd now like to throw it over to the winners who were able to join us.
Smooshy is a walrus who lives at Niagara Falls Marineland.
The only way really to do a story like Marineland is to have an insider. That was Phil Demers, the first whistleblower.
Over the course of my tenure at Marineland, I was witness to things that people would never imagine.
In response, Marineland's head veterinarian gave Global News a tour of their facilities, insisting the animals there are well taken care of.
I mean, you can talk about we take good care of our animals all you want. Obviously, something's terribly wrong.
Thank you very much for this award. I'm thrilled and honored to receive it, and particularly because this film has been harder to make than I could possibly put into words. So getting to this point right now is really incredible. Thank you first to the audience who voted for this film. Your belief and enthusiasm is really what's gotten us here. So thank you. A big thank you to the Rogers Group of Funds for this award that shines a light on the relevance of the documentary art form and the telling of bold stories, which we're all in need of these days. Thank you to Hot Docs for their unflagging support of filmmakers over the years. But particularly this year, this is the first film that I've had at Hot Docs. So it's been a pretty unusual experience, as you can imagine. But your grace and adaptability have made these strained and unpredictable times more bearable. A film like this doesn't make it to the finish line without a small army behind it. Thank you from the bottom of my heart to CBC. CBC is where I started my career. It is the place I was trained to make documentaries. They were the first believers in this project. A special thanks has to go to Sue Dando, Jordana Doss, Sandra Kleinfeld, Jennifer Detman for their unwavering commitment to this story over the last 2 years, particularly in these last few months. It has meant more to me than you know. The Canada Media Fund, without whom this film would simply not exist. Thank you. Thank you to Frederick Bobot, my producing partner, for accepting to be on this roller coaster of a journey with me, and for weathering all the storms with confidence and aplomb. A special thank you to our legal team, without whom this film would not be where it is, not just for your crack legal expertise, but for your kindness and humanity throughout this. The entire crew and creative team, particularly Christian Beals, my close ally in production, cinematographer and master of visual storytelling, without whose talent this film would not be the same. Vincent Guignard, who toiled with me in the edit suite for many months to thread a needle through a complex and delicately balanced narrative. Christina Clark, who came into this project at a crucial time to offer not only her exquisite storytelling chops, but gave me much needed emotional support when my own resources were fast depleting. I think you know how badly that was needed for me, and that I'll never forget it, Christina. My husband and children, I'd like to thank them for their unconditional love and patience, particularly during these unusually stressful last few months. Finishing a film in a pandemic is not for the faint of heart. And finally, thank you to Phil Demers, who trusted me with his story and gave me generous access to his spirit, his hope, and his pain, and who, although he sometimes forgets it, is much more than a walrus whisperer.
It was a special day. You just knew you were gonna be famous.
Well, my grandmothers, they didn't spray me down with a lot of perfume. They realized that, hey, I'm gonna be the president of the United States. You just hear just the cameras going off.
Good morning.
I noticed something was wrong when a guy came in and whispered something into the president's ear.
Those children were so innocent. 9/11 took away a little bit of their innocence.
On behalf of myself, producer Steve Gamester, and Saloon Media, we are thrilled and honored to receive a Rogers Audience Award. Thank you to the Rogers Group of Funds for the cash prize as well. A big thanks to Hot Docs for programming 9/11 Kids and putting on this fantastic and very successful virtual film festival. I also want to thank Jordana Ross and Sandra Kleinfeld at the documentary channel, who they both supported this documentary from the very beginning. I'd also like to thank Sarah Etherden and Kate Calder at Blue Ant for making sure as many people as possible have seen 9/11 Kids. We also had a fantastic crew, director of photography, Chris Remike, editor Greg West, associate producer Hannah Joven, Scott Burton, and Mike Filipov, and the rest of the production crew. And also the CMF POV Fund and the Ontario and Canada tax credits, without which we wouldn't be able to make this documentary. So big thanks for that as well. And also, thank you for the audience who watched the documentary and voted. And I really truly believe that the students in the film and the teacher Kay Daniels would feel so gratified that their stories of growing up Black and Latino in a post 9/11 America really resonated with all of you. And also our plan is to take the $10,000 cash prize and donate it towards a scholarship for a student at Emma E. Booker High School. So thank you for helping us to do that and making sure this documentary continues to have an impact beyond today. So it's been a wonderful experience, and thank you again.
من همیشه از فرصت استفاده میکردم، میرفتم دنبال همی جایی میگشتم که اتاقک کجاست که نور بیاد و بالاخره یک روز برای خودم یافتم اونجا. از اینا بالا شدم که یک آدمک موی سفید ششته و یک ماشین کلان است. کاکا اجازه است من بگم چی است؟ گفت چی است؟ خو یک ماشین سینما است. اینی فیلم است اینجا میمانند چالان میکنند و تو فیلم میبینید.
I'm Ariel Nasser, the director of The Forbidden Reel, and I just really want to thank on behalf of my whole team, Hot Docs, for allowing the platform for all of you audience members to engage with the film. It's been really heartening and inspiring to see how audiences have loved this film. I think it's a testament to the work of the Afghan filmmakers whose work is showcased in The Forbidden Reel. So we're just very grateful. So I need to, of course, thank all of the incredible participants in this film. And these are the Afghan filmmakers who risked their lives to create the films that you will see in The Forbidden Reel. And they are engineer Latif Ahmadi, Siddiq Barmak, Yasamin Yarmal, and Yusuf Janissar. And I also really want to just mention the names of my wonderful producers who worked so hard over a 5-year period to bring this film to you. And they are Sergio Kirby of Loaded Pictures, Kat Baulu, and Annette Clark of the National Film Board of Canada. And of course, our wonderful DP, Duraid Najim, and incredible editor, Annie Jean. And I also just want to mention Arshad Khan, who really helped to get the word out about this film at Hot Docs. So thanks to them all, and thanks to you, all audience members, for checking out the film. And I hope you've enjoyed it, and that you will go and look for more Afghan cinema. And of course, thanks to Rogers, the sponsor of this award. So that's it, and thank you, and please watch Afghan movies.
I'm planning to spend an entire year eating only food that can be grown, gathered, hunted around Dawson.
You think Dad's gonna do it for a year?
No.
You think Sam's gonna do it for a year?
I can't really just eat spinach.
I want salt and sugar. Did you ever have any hope that any of us would actually agree to this?
Hi everyone, I'm Suzanne Crocker. I'm the director of First We Eat, and woohoo! Thank you so much, Ontario. you know, the reason I make films is for you, the audience. And so this is truly my Academy Award moment. And it's tough not being able to be with you there, but it has been so wonderful for the outpouring of emails and social media from people who have watched First We Eat in Ontario. So thank you, thank you, thank you. And thank you to Rogers for sponsoring this award and for sharing it amongst 5 documentaries. That is really appreciated, especially this year. First We Eat has been 4 years in the making, and I want to thank Hot Docs for believing it early on and supporting it through the Hot Docs Ted Rogers Fund and inviting it to Hot Docs. I am so proud to be part of the Hot Docs family. And of course, to the other funders that made this film possible, Rogers Documentary Fund and their great support for Northern Canadian stories, Canada Media Fund, Telefilm Canada, Yukon Media, Northwest Tel Community TV, Robin Smith and Blue Ice Docs, Good Pitch Vancouver, Growing Forward 2, and Yukon University's Cold Climate Innovation Center. I want to make sure I didn't miss anybody. Thank you also to the creative team who helped take thousands of hours of footage and bring it into this film. To Toronto editor Astrid Show Larson, Toronto editor Caroline Christie, Vancouver editor Michael Brockington, and to story editor Nettie Wild. Also, I want to thank David Parfit in Victoria for the amazing sound design and also for doing some of the music. And speaking of music, also to the amazing and talented guitar player Alex Houghton from Quebec, to Corb Lund from Alberta, and to 3 incredible Dawson musicians, Marika Heinz, Jesse Cook, and Andrew Laviolette. And for the great drone cinematography, Dawson's own Billy Kendrick, as well as Yukoners John Alderson and NCO Lira and NWT's Pablo and Jay. There's so much Dawson talent that worked behind the scenes. This is a really talented community, so thank you, everybody. A shout out to publicist Ingrid at GAT for helping spread the word through the media. And for those of you who have watched the film, you have had a taste now of this amazing community of Dawson City, both the beauty and the people. Dawson City, this award is also for you. I think we might see a spike in visitors once we can all travel again. Thank you so much to the Dawson City farmers, to the Trondequichin, to the many people who shared knowledge, garden space, recipes. We did this as a community, and I am so proud to call Dawson my home. I want to give a really special thank you to my wonderful family who have let you into their lives once again, this time during a somewhat more difficult year. I might make the films, but my family make the film. And so thank you, family, for continuing to put up with a mother with a camera for a third arm and for my crazy ideas. If you've watched First We Eat, you have a chance to let my family come into your lives again, this time 7 years younger, in another Hot Docs favorite all the time in the world. And you can find that link at firstweeat.ca. And if you haven't had a chance to watch First We Eat, well, you might have to be patient unless you live in New Zealand where it heads next. But you can also sign up at firstweeat.ca for an email notification of when it's going to be viewed in your area. So last but not least, don't forget to support your local farmer. And one more thing. Hey, wonderful family. There they are. Thank you, Ontario. Thank you.
When my dad came here from Portugal, they couldn't afford anything. So on estates, they always used to come here. Now I'm taking down my dad's memories too.
This is the biggest show Honested is missing.
What happens at this corner will impact our neighborhood for the next 100 years.
We don't want to see developers get their way.
These fights happen every generation, and this is apparently going to be ours.
Thank
Thank you so much to everyone for buying a ticket, for watching the film, and for voting for us, and to Rogers for supporting this award. This all means so much to us to get this Audience Choice Award. It was a dream of mine to premiere this film at the Bloor Hot Dog Cinema around the corner from the Honest Ed's in Murder's Village site. And since we all can't be sitting together in the cinema watching it, it means so much to get the support from everyone, all the nice messages we've been receiving from people who felt that this film has really resonated with them. I hope that this film will get people to think about who our cities are being built for and how can we make them more accessible and affordable for everybody. Marginalized communities are often the ones that get displaced and affected the most when gentrification happens. And I'm so grateful I got to see Aita Sadhu fight for her community and make sure that a different book list will be able to stay on the block. Part of the prize money and our ticket sales will be going into the funds that we're raising to support them on this journey. I encourage everyone to support local Black-owned businesses and to donate to a different book list cultural center if you can. Finally, I'd like to thank my partner, Kathleen, and everyone who was featured in the film, especially Aita, Gabor, Deb, and Mike. And I'd like to thank my entire career for helping me tell this story, especially my producer, Ali, my editor, Sarah, my additional editor, Perry, my composer, Laura, as well as my funders who supported this film, Telefilm Talent to Watch, CBC Docs POV, CMF, Hot Docs Cross Currents, and the Toronto Arts Council. Thank you, everybody.
Well, that's a wrap, folks. Congratulations to all of the winners. Thank you to Rogers for their support of this incredible award. Thank you to the filmmakers for being a part of this year's festival. And thank you to the audiences for voting for the films and being part of the Hot Docs community. Remember, you can keep streaming films at hotdocs.ca. If you're not a member, please consider joining. We hope to see you again sometime soon. In the meantime, take care and be safe. Thank you.